For nearly a decade, you've been asking Jason questions. But did anyone think to fact check this guy? This is the Audit Jason Show. Hello, everybody. My name is Jason Piercy, and this is the Audit Jason Show, where myself and the lovely and talented director Joe actually, you know, it's true. I was going to say I do all the work, but really, he kind of does all the work. I just sit here and talk at you, really. The point of this show is I've been in real estate a real long time. I think it's like 17 years now, more than 15. And I've got like 10 years worth of video content that we are systematically auditing to point out all of the errors of my ways. And also to rub it into the haters from 10 years ago when I was right. Because sometimes that's fun. That's fun. Anyway, we're on to the next episode. And this one appears to have something to do with mortgage changes and that affecting the market. But it's like a decade old. So let's see what's up. Here we go. On this episode, I wore a cardigan, and I shouldn't have because these lights are bright and hot. This real estate stuff is not easy. It's not very bright and hot here anymore. Answer them. This is the Ask Jason Show. Hello, everybody. I am Jason Piercy, and this is episode 13 of the Ask Jason Show. I don't know why I was so angry when I said that. Maybe it's unlucky 13. It is October, Halloween 13, Friday, the movie thing. You can edit out that terrible pop culture reference. Thanks, Joe. Okay. So Friday, the movie thing. My opinion. With Ice Cube. Abuse statistics to startle people that they shouldn't do and make them think that something is true when it is not has become wide enough known that people ask me questions about my opinion on statistics. So today's question is, how are these mortgage rule approval changes that came down as of today going to affect our local market statistics? I'm not going to nerd out on this. My wife will disagree. Everybody I went to high school will disagree. I don't think I'm nerdy at all. So today's question is, how have the recent mortgage approval changes that come down today, October 17th, 2016, that'll be a trivia question, how will they affect our local market sales statistics and why? So if you don't... Joe, this question's for you. Did I always say the same thing over and over again in just like almost the same words, but different words? Did I always do that? Yeah, sort of. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, all right, sure. Anyway, let's. This guy, he must have gotten on everybody else's nerves because he's getting on my nerves. Aw, thanks, buddy. He gave me one to. I think you get it. Little Bieber. Really, really briefly, because I don't want to get into it. If you don't know what the changes are, basically, if you were previously going to get a mortgage at a fixed interest rate, so a rate that stays the same for the entirety of your term, previously you only had to be approved for a purchase price based on how much you had to pay at that rate. Oh, I know. This is about the stress test. You need to be approved at a purchase price based on how much you would pay monthly if that rate were higher. And that's called a stress test to make sure that you don't go bankrupt if something changes and your mortgage rate goes up. So a lot of people are kind of complaining about this. Really, it's going to protect you in the long run. That's enough about that, because that's another story. So what effectively happens is your available purchase price, the amount of money that you can buy, the amount of money that you can borrow, your... So just to... I love being historically correct. Like, it's like my favorite thing. I don't care if what I say now everybody agrees with. That really means like nothing to me. Like if I make a statement and I'm really confident and everybody thinks I'm dumb, that's fine. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. What I really want is to be as early an adopter as I can, such that what I'm saying will be true later and everybody can look back on it as being reliable. And then I just said when this stress test came out and people had to borrow, they had to be approved to borrow money based on a interest rate and thusly charged mortgage amount payment 2% higher than what the money they would borrow would be charged at. And I said that will protect people from finding themselves in dire financial circumstances. That happened. That happened. And I don't know where the rest of this is going to go, but if nothing else comes out of the rest of this Audit Jason conversation, then that. If nothing else comes out, then anybody who still complains about the stress test, shut up, because it proved to be a really good thing. And if you want to look at what happened to the Canadian real estate market over the last decade versus what happened to the American real estate market over the last decade, and how mortgage rate changes have affected our market, shut up. It worked. It's a good idea. On with the show. Buying power, for lack of better terms, is going to be decreased. So if the buying power of a large portion of the population is going to be decreased, then the average sale price is going to be decreased. Should you be worried? Should you be scared? If you're a purchaser and you feel like it prices you out in a market, I'm not going to lie, that's not a lot of fun for you. But if you are somebody who owns a property that you do not intend to sell, or you still have your job, or otherwise are unaffected by this at all, then don't care. You don't even have to watch the rest of this. Feel free. You are not affected. Everything is fine in your life. Well, from this perspective, I don't know much about the rest of your life. So let's kind of play that out a little bit more. Everybody who wanted to use that fixed rate mortgage are now spending less money. So that means the properties that they buy cost less money. It doesn't mean you have to sell your house for less money. Not the same thing. Not the same thing at all. It just means that if I previously was going to spend $300, maybe now I'm going to spend $260, or whatever that rate works out to be. Now, if I was purchasing based on a variable rate mortgage, which is sort of my blanket recommendation in this market right now, then I'm basically unaffected. So it doesn't matter much. Variable rate blanket statement as a recommendation in that market proved to be also a really good idea. Now, over the last couple of years, maybe not, but then definitely 100% true. I don't quite know where I'm going right now with all of this. Like, it seems like I'm trying to say to buyers that this is going to give you less option and you're going to have less money. And it seems like I'm saying to sellers, don't worry about it if you don't plan to sell, which implies that if you do plan to sell, that this might be an issue. So I don't know where I'm going with this, but I'm not liking it right now. So I don't know if I agree. I need more. We need more. But anyway, so we'll probably see our average sale price go down, but it's not a big deal. It just means that people are buying houses that are less expensive. It doesn't mean you have less equity. It doesn't mean you're in trouble. It doesn't mean that you can't sell your house anymore. It just means that on average, people have less money. But we kind of knew that already when the government got us with the taxes. So that's what's going to happen to sale data. And here's one step further. Just think about it. If all of these first-time home buyers who are at the entry-level price point, so they're barely in our market, some of them will get priced out. They won't be able to buy anymore, at least not right now, at least not for a little bit. Maybe they'll have to save up a little bit more money so they got a conventional mortgage with a larger down payment, or maybe they'll continue the rent. Most of them are going to continue to rent. So, investors, listen up. What does that mean? It means rental rates are going to increase and vacancy rates are going to decrease. That happened. So rentals are going to fill up and you're going to get top rent. Why? Because they don't have a choice. It's not nice, it's not kind, and I feel bad for the people who are in that position, but if your tenant is calling you right now saying that they heard on the news that the real estate market was a little bit meh, so they want to lower the rent, the answer to that is no, because rents are not going down. Vacancy rates are going down, rents are maintaining, if not going up. And that's super true. And somebody is not going to like that. I expect to hear about it. I don't know if I did hear about it. I don't remember. But that was really true. And it's even more true right now in the current market that we're in, because we have like no inventory. We have very, very little inventory in the sale market, and even less in the rental market. Like it's really rough out there for somebody looking for somewhere to rent, and our rents have literally never been higher than they are right now, ever. Director Joe owns a rental property or two. No, you only got one left, right? Yeah. I sold the other one, and it got like 20 grand over asking or something. Yeah, we did really well. No, it wasn't 20. Was it 10? 10 or 15? Yeah. Anyway, it was a while ago. I was still recovering from the incident. Yeah. So I like how I'm kind of summing that up. Everything that I said would happen with prices, I don't think it did, because I'm missing a little bit of information. I'm yet to recognize in this conversation, and maybe I will. There's still a couple of minutes left. I'm yet to recognize that price is only ever a function of supply and demand, ever. So, granted, the demand will go down if money gets more expensive, but that will only affect prices if the supply maintains. If the supply also goes down, the supply will affect price before the interest rates can impact demand, because people still need to live. And it becomes the exact same like binary situation as we're talking about here with available rentals and rents going up. They don't have a choice. And even worse now than it was in that market. No, it's not kind to think of, but the rent, because housing is kind of commoditized, is totally commoditized. Rent is it's a function of the laws of economics. So in the same way that what I said then was true about rent, it's also true about sale prices when you don't have any inventory. So I think I was missing a little bit of that, and it'd be cool to look at the data. Maybe that's something I should do moving forward, Joe. Like because I didn't watch this ahead of time. I mean, I watched it like God knows how many times when I thought this was a big deal 10 years ago or whatever. But I did rewatch it before we did this right now in this moment, me and you. Maybe I should, because I would have been able to pull the data to see what happened at that time, and that might be valuable. We can get it and pull it up right here, and you can see it. Yeah, but yes. Okay, so I don't know if you heard that. He said, we can get it and put it right up here, and you can see it. Yeah, sure you could, but I can't. So I don't know. I'm like the weather man or woman person, weather they them, who's did you just laugh at me because I said they them? You tried not to, is what you were like. Was that inappropriate? Was that anyway? And they're like talking about, and coming in from the east, we have this cold front and blah blah blah. And they're on a green screen and they can't actually see anything, but they know what's on the green screen. They know what's on it. I don't know what's on the. That's the thing. Anyway, let's watch the rest of this. Okay, Joe. Expect to hear about that. There will definitely be people who don't enjoy that comment. Yeah. So investors, you're watching. Look me straight in the face right now. You've been sitting at home, you've been trying to time the market, you've been reading the articles, you've been listening to the professionals, you've been doing whatever it is that you do, waiting for the right time. Okay, so it's now. Off the couch, call whoever you trust, whoever your realtor is. If you do your shopping yourself, you work with buyer's agents, listing agents, I don't care. Look after yourself and look after your future. Right now is the right time. Vacancy rates are going to go down and rents are going to go up. And you're still wondering if you should time it? Plus all of the people who had the lower price points now have less money. So that midsection there in the middle, there's less buyers for that. What does that mean for you as a purchaser? Think about it. Come on. Like investors, stop watching right now. Hang up. All investors, close, click. X. This is on Facebook. Is there an X? Just click off to the side. Hit the back button. I don't know. Just go buy your investments now. Stop waiting. Now is the right time. Maybe I was as angry as I thought I was when I did the intro. That's kind of all I had to say, and I think that's probably enough. So until next time. So I'm. The Cardigan really was a bad idea. Fine. This episode. That's not this episode. Oh, fidget cube. Yeah, so I'm I'm cool with that. I think that the interpretation of how it would impact our rental market actually played out really, really well, and that's accurate. Like that happened. I don't think what I said was going to happen with the resale market or the sale market for purchase prices coming down on average. I don't know if that happened or not. And if it did happen, it didn't stay long because I mean, it's not at all reflective of where we are right now. And we went down for a little bit, 10, 11, 12, 8 to 10 years ago. We did dip for a little bit, but in average sale price, not in number of transactions. And number of transactions is a way better indicator of how healthy a market is than average sale price. Average sale price is stupid. Like we saw in one of the episodes with Bill Sterling, the CEO of the Newfoundland and Labrador Association of Realtors. I had to do it like that because if not, the YouTube auto like caption thing would be like, I don't know what that word Newfoundland is, and it'll just be and then that'll be that. Here's why average sale price is stupid. You have a room with 10 people in it, and you line them all up, shortest to tallest, and then the average height is exactly 5 feet. And then you take the two tallest people out that are both 12 and a half feet tall. Now, the average height is way below 5 feet, but nobody in the room got shorter. That's why average sale price is stupid. Number of transactions is a better indication of how healthy a market is. And we did not dramatically drop in number of transactions in those coming years. And the local health of somebody's finances did become in trouble, but I think I just had Eureka, which means I've got it. And do you know that story? Eureka? No, he's maybe you'll know who it is if I tell you the story. He's trying to figure out buoyancy and displacement of water, and he gets in the tub, and the tub comes out over, spills, and the water that spills out is equivalent to the mass of what was inserted. And he said, Eureka, which means I've got it. And that man was, oh, come on. No, you don't know? Okay, I'm not going to say it. Leave that out there. Somebody Google it. Put it in the comments. No, don't Google it. Read about it. Know it. I don't know. Anyway, Eureka. It's just like, oh, can you hear that? That's Rey. He's a big, beautiful German Shepherd, aren't you, buddy? You handsome mother bleep. I love you too. I don't know. I was going somewhere there, but I don't need to. So I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. And Jason audited. See you next time.